Defeated Texas in the opening round. They'd love to capture that bit of magic again tonight here in Tucson. Friends that made the trip over, some of his colleagues, they went to Alabama. They've taken the trip out here to Arizona. That's got to delegate. But I've put the concept of the culture coach back on my desk this year.
I thought that was a great question to ask him. You know, especially we asked that early in the season. And I said, what do you like? He said, what do you not like about this Arizona team? Everything they do. But he said, look, I'm going to tell my team the truth.
It's a triple for him. Up and underneath. And the roll. Texas by a single point. Brett Tanner was on the staff when that occurred. Chadron State was his most recent school in Nebraska, a Division II school. He's playing
sizes. You can mix and match a lot. They'll play 10, 11 guys.
Big Mo, big stuff. Which tells me he's been aggressive defensively. The advanced metrics tell us it's his best start to a season ever, or just a bit. Here, Jaden Bradley at the line where he shoots 81%. He's been to the line now. It's an awful lot of fun to go back and see your old spot. He had 3 steals. He had 7 assists in that game.
1 turnover. Yeah, that's you want to be around 10 or 11 in college if you can. 4 is ridiculous.
Nominee out of Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah, I think he's their best player, and not surprising he comes in and scores right away.
Beautiful cut to the basket. You know it. Bradley with some vision. He'll go all the way. Stop. Double team. Any help? How about he goes to the line and shoots a pair? Out of Rochester, New York. 5-star prospect coming out of the Cannon School, graduating. He had 15 boards against the Alabama Crimson Tide. You just don't really get to come up for air when you play the Wild.
They all have, though, is they are put together body-wise.
That's a massive team slicing to the bucket. Newton with
a love to Chris Rounds, who I think is the MVP of the team this year.
Buries and a chance for inches. That's the average height of the athlete. That's just a little bit, if you do your simple math, past 6 feet 7 inches tall. And a beautiful. Buries had a wonderful quote before the season on his Instagram page talking about basketball challenge, and it was simple. A chance to go to the line. Storm forever, he put on his Instagram. I actually love asking young athletes about what they meant when they said it, because a lot of times I think they'll put it out.
Said that start. You think about his, McDonald's All-American mate, Koa Pete, the 30 in that he has seen with him. He gave one of the most incredibly interesting comments. As we see Awaka just knocking people over, not able. He did the hard parts, could take over. That's rare that you hear a coach say, be faster. Don't be so, we think a guy's being sped up.
Yeah, leading an athlete up.
If you're an athlete, you know what that means.
That's exactly what he was talking about. Beautiful look there. 3-point
injury, as we talked about. They'll play, like I said, a ton of guys.
Beautiful give and go. Tobe
put a hard screen on there, and that was intentional because of the way ACU plays D.
He decided that he would make the move from Tennessee to Arizona. Elbow to clear some space a moment ago. Bradley goes to work. A little jumper inside the paint. Now, it's hard to take on an internship, so it had to be a little bit abbreviated for Tobe Awaka. Rivas throwing those elbows, going to work. 9 offensive rebounds of his 14 against Alabama. 9 offensive.
Awaka had 15 boards in that game. Krivas 14. Nice pick and roll right there. Good action.
Krivas stepped up, but that was a beautiful SU for the team out of Abilene, Texas. Long distance dedication. Anthony Del.
There's Aristode. That was him on the offensive board, but I think one weak point guard is not going to try to throw that down over something.
It happens fast. They talk about that frame at 6.
Watching him play right now, he's really feeling good out there.
Great save, JB. Smooth, an aggressive pass.
Woo.
Streaky.
Look at that game right there. You would think it would be more.
Went switched jerseys on us. The big fellas just dumping it around. And we'll see them all come in a moment. You got 3 freshmen waiting to check back into the game. 3. Legitimate. Nobody doing anybody any favor.
Really had on their card and figured out that would happen, but his defense his physicality has been a huge surprise.
Now you think about something Tommy Lloyd and his staff do really, really well. Allow the player, even the new player, to have a voice. Tell your friend to come. There's Scott again, comes up short. Bradley on the move. Downhill with some help. He goes to work. He'll go.
Free throws and 2-pointers. No, that's really where they get the majority of their points. In fact, right now, 11th in the division back in October, November.
Hustle play ends up back in the hand of purple. Hubbard, busy feet.
Boy, Krivas has got a shout out to JB that's coming.
Braden Hubbard, mom is Tara.
You hear coaches say we take too many chances, but he wants them to take chances defensively. Whoa!
Boy, I tell you, you get aggressive in something good. Played at Wasatch Academy in Utah at the end of his time. Wasatch Academy from Simsboro, Louisiana. Follow! Thank you!
Chances it ends in a dunk. In some of their league games, if they take chances, being gritty in those games, you're going to get a steal and a dunk.
Wasn't he?
Well, I love him because the inside-out game and how big his body is.
Burries right back at you.
We are getting a feel for this crowd, this game. The #1 team in the country. Got to be a little bit of that coming into it. And just as I said,
nice job defensively, forcing a turnover. Out front, let's have some fun. Mr. Burries to the house.
The assists that he has, 26 assists on the year, 13 turnovers, 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio.
Crazy numbers for a freshman.
Only one guy on the team that plays minutes has a negative assist to turnover ratio. Only one.
Scrum on the floor. Hubbard's got 2 bodies in front of him. Look at him work. Not even close. Nice job defensively for the Cats.
Yeah, should have
off the mark. Another offensive board. How about Burries from distance? Rings in and out. And a foul underneath. So Awaka had a unique experience this summer. Learning a little bit about the financial side of the world. He was able to go to New York and have a bit of an internship. Now has to learn on the inside. Maybe head into the financial world someday. And he's a joy to be around. He's had a bunch of double-digit rebound games throughout his decorated career.
Turnovers that game against Texas. And I can't remember the young man's first name, but I think his name was Pleasant, the last name. When he gets to the next level, his ball handling, elite ball. Oh, watch that.
Oh, taking it all the way home. Flies to him. He'll step back along the baseline. Look at Tobe, unafraid to get on the heart. Nebraska, Cassius football of Virginia, Michigan State. Hello, Tobe Awaka. He swatted that one toward the 3rd row.
And they still lost by 20. It's one of the strangest stats I've ever heard.
There it is. Tobe! Slips out of his hands. More action up front. Who wants this basketball? Del Orso. Off the window.
It's on at High Corbett. His dad was awesome. In a game with high possessions, too. Talk to him.
Time disappearing. Last chance for Abilene Christian. That one rings in and out. Who will this second half belong to for the Cats? Will they control the basketball a little bit better? I'm guessing that's what Coach Lloyd had to say to them.
He said their leader in there. They all follow Awaka, not surprising. But he made a comment to me about Mo.
Conversation with Brett Tanner.
I did, yeah. And he was, they said that Brett Tanner was the best recruit that Joe Golden ever. The kind of thing he's going to have to do as this year progresses, that screen and roll out high. They're going to bring him out high, and he gets a deflection.
Scott hangs around, though. He's teaching going on. Christian Alston with Brett Tanner.
Tommy Lloyd's old team.
Some changes up front.
The Krivas off the bounce.
So see how creative the Cats can be inbounds here. Nice job by Pete. He slipped and looked like you just.
I saw your hand go up.
Yeah, well, you offered to pay for something. Nice work into the basket.
His strength and why I think that's one of the reasons he will play at the next level.
Big Mo is just full of it. Basketball.
I know in the NBA, playoff Jimmy.
60-35. 4 minutes have disappeared here in the second half. Karchikov, launch!
By the way, that's Steve shoot it, but that first game at Florida, or in Vegas against Florida, we all saw the guts that he played with, came in and just...
Beyond the obvious, what goes into the art of the steal? I mean, beyond the obvious.
Well, I think...
If you lock in on him, just watch his eyes as he helps when he's called upon. Tries to anticipate as he steps into the corner that time. Just laid upon arrival. Oh, short. The men in purple on the move. With Hubbard running the floor, he earns the basketball and he'll go to the line. That was straight. At the line, Hubbard, I'll tell you, he's got an amazing voice calling his games back to Abilene, Texas. One of the great voices. Slips away. Hubbard behind the back, showing off just a little bit. Skip to Scott. Scott runs out of space.
To get steals, and I think they're putting pressure on the refs, saying, hey, you're not going to foul you're not going to call it every time. Minutes in a lot of different ways. He can defend, he can control the ball, and he can make shots.
With forcing that pass underneath, and you got to give a lot of credit to.
They're so good. I think they're going to do very well. They'll be at the top.
Delhi with a steal. Delhi all the way.
Maybe on another game. He said to me earlier this year, last year I was trying to survive. Now I feel I can thrive.
Scott turned that into something.
And that beard fits him perfectly. I think it adds at least a couple points every game to this game.
Well, Scott had it. And once he brought the basketball down, he was in trouble. But he turned it into something still despite the defense.
It was at 9-3 this year, an incredible season and bounce back from last season. A couple things too. Shout out to Arizona's triathlon.
Volleyball games. I love sitting here talking volleyball.
Isn't it good? Yeah, the athletes on that floor.
Lewis with a little step back, unkind. 70-44. Tobe up strong, and he's got 10 points, does Tobe. He's got 6 rebounds and 2 assists. Scott. Double team. Someone's got to be open. We were just talking about you. There's it. We talked about it earlier, kind of a verbal vision board, things you need to work on.
That's what he can do. And I thought he was pretty good there. When Jaden Bradley would go out of the game, they weren't sure who to play at the point. This right here, Braden Burns, is the guy they've been playing at.
Just fine as well. A little bit firm to Pete, off the mark. Newton takes it home.
Has that. Oh, there we go.
There's CD Gay with the block.
Look at him run, too. Give it to him.
Teammates are up. The lob. Bang!
Oh, gorgeous pass, Murray's. CD wanted another one.
Into the corner it goes. That's a moment, right? You have your fun unless you can have some results. I hate to say it like that. You got to get some results. Murray's elevates. No whistle there. He'll take a pair.
He slipped, right?
Yes. A step back. A triple for Burns. Goodness, folks, he's 8 of 10 from the floor. 8 of 10 tonight.
Ooh. The scoring from him is...
Pretty look from Rich Smith.
Nice job there. Good hustle. That's Scott.
Up and under. Right through Gay. And a turnover. Number 16. Number 15 for ACU. Turnovers. CD Gay. Oh! Started playing basketball, CD, at 12 years old.
Ooh.
Redirects that shot, but right, finish strong. They've done some positive things, certainly, to build on. But when their clock turns and they're playing in whack play. Points, 5 rebounds, and another really good night. Benjutmo reached that point that actually I can guide someone younger than me.
You saw a guy next to a Waka there, Jason Gardner, who's in already. He runs the court, doesn't he?
Nelson up with it from the corner.
There you go.
Triple for Evan Nelson. Will step back, firm off the back of the iron. Horniker restarts the situation. Carrillo drained. Where's that number 20 Proud? Aristode, long distance. Team in the land are 10-0. Their best starts in performance tonight. So many positives to talk about with the win over Abilene Christian.